everyone. We're going to make a cake this morning. It is my boy's birthday, and so we are going to make him an apple cinnamon cake today. All right, so as it's like it goes from a less about the decoration of the cake and more into the flavor of the cake. So we're going to do this, and then hopefully later I'll show you how I'm actually going to decorate. I'm going to decorate with little fall, definitely a fall cake. All right, so we're going to start out with our sugar. We're going to use 1.5 cups of sugar. There's one. There's half. We are going to use, oh, I already have my salt pre-measured, but I'll just toss it there. We're going to use a tablespoon of molasses. Three eggs. What's your favorite cake? Tell me below in the comments, what's your favorite cake? So there's 3 eggs. 3.25 cups of oil. 3/4 cup of oil. Now this is a layer cake. It actually makes 3 8-inch layers. So you need to prep and prepare 3 8-inch cake pans. I have mine already sitting over here. And now we need 3/4 cup of applesauce. I'm actually going to use apple butter instead of applesauce. Feel free to use applesauce. I just thought the apple butter would give it a better flavor, add a little more spice to it. 3/4 cup, so we need that much. Ready? Now we need a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh no! Am I gonna open the vanilla? There we go. So a teaspoon of vanilla. That molasses is sticky. Okay. Let's get us a teaspoon of vanilla here. And then we're going to mix this all up. Don't you love this little mini whisk? I just bought this yesterday at Aldi. Seen them advertised on the Facebook group, Aldi Nerds. I was like, oh my goodness, I got to get one of those. So I got this little mini spatula, and then I bought the little mini... Or, I'm sorry, I got the mini whisk. I bought the mini whisk, and then I bought the mini spatula also. Usually I buy the Pampered Chef stuff, but... Alright, once this is beat up good, we're going to move over to our flour mixture. So it's going to take 3 cups of flour, 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice is going to go in our flour mixture. And then this has fresh apples, which we're going to get to in a minute. I went ahead and put my salt in there because I already had it pre-measured. So we need 3 cups of flour. Actually, this has a measure right on the side of this bowl. I'm just going to use that. One more there. Okay, there's our 3 cups of flour. And then 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. All right, where'd the cinnamon go? Got the cinnamon out and then put it right back in the cabinet. Wasn't that crazy? So there's one. There's a half. There's one more. So that's 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Got my salt in there. Now we need a teaspoon of soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. Soda and baking powder. I always put it through this little sifter because there seems like there's always some sort of moisture or clumps or something in there. So just make sure you don't get a nasty taste of that. All right, now we need 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Right. And we're going to mix up the dry ingredients. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees, okay? So you want to go ahead and gotta mix this good because that salt was in the bottom. All right. Make sure this is still mixed up good. And we're going to combine the two. And then after these two are combined, we're going to add our nuts and fresh apples. You need 4 cups of diced fresh apples and 3/4 cup of nuts. Pecans or walnuts are awesome. I'm going to be using walnuts today. That is what my little man likes. Alright, that's relatively pretty good, so we'll go ahead and mix in our apples, which I have diced here. This is like super a lot of apples in this cake. And then we have 3/4 cup of nuts, which I'm just kind of gauging it by that right there. And let's see if we can get these mixed up here. Looks like we needed a bigger batter bowl, didn't we? We'll make do here. The batter seems to be a bit thick, but that is because you have so many fresh apples. Once those start cooking down in there, they make juices. So this is a pretty thick batter. So don't be alarmed if you know, you're thinking you need to add more liquid. You've got a lot of apples in there, and they're going to create a lot of juice. I'm going to put them in the pans. Now, I somehow evidently probably loaned out my 8-inch cake pans. So these are 9-inch cake pans. I don't know if I'm going to squeeze this batter into 2 9-inches or thin it down to 3 of them. I kind of think I'll probably just go ahead and do the 3, maybe if I can here. I think I want to do the 3 and kind of have 3 thinner cake layers, and then put frosting all in between. I think I'm gonna make a salted caramel frosting to go on this cake. What do you think? Put in the comments, what kind of icing do you think would go good with this cake? That's what I mean about the batter being pretty thick. Go ahead and knock it on the bottom so we get make sure those air bubbles are out of it. But it is a pretty thick cake batter. But once these get in the oven, those apples are going to start cooking up and make a big difference. So don't be tempted to add more liquid. They're going to be fine. These will be in the oven about 18 minutes on 350. Alright, you get the ideal of it. 350, about 18 minutes, and hopefully we'll have some beautiful cakes. Alright, you all have a blessed day. Thanks so much for watching.